Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back. Today, we're talking about how to create your own new money rules. First, I would love for you to subscribe to this channel, click the button below. I also have a ton of free, amazing money mindset and business and sales resources in the description box, so make sure you check those out and sign up for them. Now, let's talk about money rules. What on earth are money rules? Well, we all have our own preset money rules, I guess you could say. We get them from when we're young, and it's how money works for us in our life. We have these rules, these ways in which money works. Maybe you will never ever allow your savings account to get lower than $1,000. Maybe your money rule is that if you spend money, you have to save the same amount of money and put it into your savings account. Maybe some of the money rules that you have haven't actually set you up for success, and it's something around the lines of, if I get more than a certain amount in my bank account, I have to spend it all. Or whatever money is in my account, I have to spend it all. These are not always conscious rules that you have. A lot of them can be habitual. A lot of them have been created when you were a lot younger. But these are the rules in which we run our life. But in this episode, I want to teach you how to create your own rules and set them up in a way that money works for you in such a cool way. So I have a few kooky money rules, but I really love them and how they came about. The first money rule I have is that playing Angry Birds actually makes me rich. And it all came about this time when I was running a promotion for one of my products, and I was like having a heavy Angry Birds phase where I just would play this game all the time. I love my Angry Birds and Assassin's Creed. But I was running a promotion at this time, and when I was playing Angry Birds, a huge chunk of sales came through. It was just like endless notification after notification. I had to keep flicking them away because I was trying to smack down the tower, and the notifications stops you from being able to do that. And I was getting annoyed. I was like, my God, you're getting annoyed at the sales notifications coming through. How crazy is that? And how cool is it that you are playing Angry Birds right now and a ton of money is just flowing into your life? You're not doing anything. You're playing Angry Birds. You're sitting on your bathroom floor playing Angry Birds. What that actually did was create a new standard for me. So whenever I played Angry Birds after that, I would always receive sales. Like, they would come in when I was playing Angry Birds. So as I started to do this, more and more and play Angry Birds, I started linking up the belief that the more I play Angry Birds, the more money I make. So Angry Birds equals sales notifications. So that was one thing I set up that was really cool. That was a totally different money rule of how it worked for me. Another money rule was around spending money. Now I want you to understand that this is a standard that I worked a lot to get to. And just because this is my set point now, this is my rule now, doesn't mean that what you're doing is less or wrong, or that you don't get to have it. Because at one point, I wouldn't even allow myself to spend money in this way at all, ever, right? But I used to have such a thing about spending money. My rule was that it was so frivolous to spend money on things that you wanted and not that you needed. So anytime I bought something that I wanted, I would feel so guilty for it. I would literally say to myself, that was so frivolous, Elise. How could you do that? How could you spend money like that? That was so stupid. You shouldn't have spent money. And I knew I had to change this. And this was one of the things that I had to work on a lot. Even when I started making a lot of money in my business, I would get rid of it. So I didn't have to deal with it. It's kind of ironic because getting rid of it would be spending it. But when I spent money on myself consciously, I would just berate myself. So I just didn't spend money. I wouldn't buy things for myself. For some reason, I was okay with buying experiences, but when it came to buying things, it wasn't good. So I had to work a lot on being comfortable with spending money. And what that looked like was I actually had to build in spending as part of my living expenses, right? So I know a lot of people do have spending accounts and stuff, but I had to make it as important an expense as paying my rent, as paying my power, as paying the Wi-Fi bill. It was as important as that. I had to change how I looked at spending money, and I had to make it an actual expense. And so what I decided was that I'm going to put $1,000 into this account every week at first it was every month, then it became every week. And that is money that I can spend on myself for whatever I want, anything I want. And I don't have to feel guilty because that is a set expense that is as important as my rent. And this was a new rule, and it took quite a while to do. So at first it was like $250 a week, and then it got to $1,000 a week. And then there was so much money in there that I was like, this is a lot. I don't need to spend that much. But having that there and having that, knowing that I could spend that money, allowed me to adapt to this new rule that I'd created for myself. Another example is when I went to the spa. I love I love outdoor bathtubs, and this particular spa had a really beautiful outdoor bathtub, and I got into it and I just was like, oh my God, I'm gonna manifest in this bathtub. And it was huge. It was a huge, big bathtub, and I just sat in there and I was like, bathing makes me rich. I am so abundant. And I was like, just lying there, and I was feeling the feelings of just like abundance and overflow and just money like coming to me, flowing into my life. And I just felt so good being out in nature, being in this nice warm bath. And guess what? Sales came through. So as I did that, I was like, okay, bathing makes me rich. Bathing makes me rich. When I take a bath, I get richer. And I anchored that in, and now it's become set point. So every time I take a bath, I now associate that with more money. I associate that with money coming in. I expect more money to come to me because I'm doing these certain things, right? And I have many other rules that I've created like that are weird. They're different. But because I've anchored them in, they are now a standard for me. And so now whenever I do those things, I expect money, or I instantly think about money. I instantly think about money flowing to me, right? So it's a standard. It's a standard. Okay, so what I want you to do for creating your own new rules is I want you to think about different scenarios in your life where you can feel rich, where you can feel abundant, where you can feel money flowing in. Maybe it is when you receive a sales notification. What I want you to do is to observe where you are. Maybe you are in the bathtub. Maybe you are out shopping. Maybe you are sitting in your favorite chair in your living room. Maybe you're in bed. Maybe you just had a really hot date with a really cute guy or girl. Maybe you're away on break for the weekend. Whatever it is, when sales notifications come through or when you receive your paycheck, pay attention to where you are, right? And then anchor it in. The feeling of that money coming in, anchor that feeling in and associate it to that place or that situation that you're in. So if you were away on holiday, maybe you're staying in a hotel in like the mountains, or maybe you are, I don't know, in bed. Anchor in that feeling of that money coming in that exact place. So next time you're in bed, you start remembering, oh yeah, I anchored the feeling of money flowing in here. And now as you come into your bed every night, you start to link that up even more. You're like, yeah, I'm getting into bed. I'm getting into where I make my money. And then it becomes a really fun thing that you think about until it becomes a thing you don't have to think about. It's just something you associate now. It's just normal. It's done. It's standard. You don't have to think about it. And it's now a rule. And this is how money works for you now. Whenever I get in bed, I make money. Whenever I get in bed, I make a fuck ton of money. Whenever I chill out, go on a break, have great sex, whenever I go shopping, whenever I sit in this chair, whenever I look at this person, whenever I visit this parent, I make a fuck ton of money. And as you start to associate many different things in your life with money coming in, guess what happens? Money comes and money comes. It's just, it's very simple. Very simple. But do you get that it's all about the feeling? It's all about the feeling and rewiring your mind to believe it, to know it, to decide it's yours, to choose, to know that you are worthy, you are deserving, that you get to have it in any way that you want. And it gets to be easy. It gets to be fun. It gets to be yours. Okay. All right, my lovely, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I would love for you to let me know in the comments below what is one new money rule you want to create starting from today, and I will catch you again in the next episode.